Hello everyone, welcome back. In this part, we're going to talk about string template and escape characters in JavaScript strings. You already know that we can declare our strings inside our variable by our single or double quotations. For example, this is simple text for our code. And now if we console log this variable and if I run, you can see that we have our string. You know that, for example, if we want to have quotations around our word, we can use double quotations in total and this simple one quotations before and after our text. And now if I run, you can see now we have these quotations around our word. And if we want double quotations around our word, we can use these ones here and doubles right here. And if I print now, you can see we have double quotations here. But another way that we can use our single quote and double quotes around our string is by backslash escape character before of them. For example, let's say we have double quotations both there and here. And now if I want to have another double quotation here, I can use simply this backslash here and one other right here. And now if I run, you can see again we have these double quotations right here. And of course, we can use our simple quotations with these backslashes too. But you see, if we use simple backslash right here all around our text, it's going to check for some other thing after that to print. And we don't have that backslash in our string. And to fix this, again, we use another backslash after this. And now if we run, you can see we have printed this backslash too. But let's say here, instead of this backslash, we want to have remain of our string, I mean this part, in another line. If I press enter like this, you can see we didn't get that and our code has messed up. To do that, we use again our backslash and then our n character. And now if we run, you can see that we have this part of our string in another line. Another thing that we can do the same thing here is to put r instead of n. And if I clear my console and print this again, you can see again we get the same result. But maybe you want some spaces between your text. In editors, you can use tab that gives you bunch of spaces based on the settings of your editor, which mine is 2 as you see. But here, for dynamically doing that, you can use backslash t. And if you use that and print, you can see here we have our horizontal space between of our words. Another thing that we can work with, and it's going to make our work much easier and simpler, is our string templates. In templates, we use backtext instead of quotation marks to declare our string. And in this way, this is our string template that we created. And here we can have line breaks or anything that we want, and our code is not going to break. And if I print, you can see we get the result as we enter just right here. And in this mode, we can have both of single and double quotations inside of our string, and we're not going to have any error putting both of these together, and we don't need any backslashes before these characters. Another thing that we can have in our string templates is to use our variable inside our string. Let's say here we have variable of name, which is, let's say, Tim here, and another, actually this should be const, and let's say another one of age. And let's say this is 25. Now here, if we declare our string template, we can use our variables inside of our string. Let's say we want to say my name is Tim. And if we want to have this as variable, we use first this $sign here, then these curly braces, and here we put the name of our variable, which here is name in our code. And now if I run, you can see that here we got the stem. And if we change this to rows, for example, and run again, you can see that we have our dynamic name based on our variables. And let's say in another line, we say I am $, curly braces, our age variable right here, and then years old. And here, if I run again, you can see again we have this 25, let's say this is 30. Again, we have this in dynamic mode too. And of course, we can use any JavaScript operators right here. For example, let's say we want age plus 5. And if I run, you can see that here we got 35 instead of 30. And you can do any math here that you want. For example, let's say here we want to say my GPA is, and here we want to use our variable. Let's say here we have some scores, score 1, 2, and 3. And let's say this is 15, 18, and 19. Actually, this should be score 2 and score 3. And now here we can use our $, then our curly braces. And here, let's say first we want to add our scores together. So we have score 1 plus score 2 and then score 3. And we want to divide all of these to the total number of 3, which here we need to give these in the parentheses and then here divide them by 3. Now if I run, you can see actually I have misspelled this score here. Now if I run, you can see that here we got our GPA right here. And another thing about strings that we haven't covered is, let's say we have our variable right here and multiply our variable with some numbers. For example, 5 here. Now first, let's give our variable name right here. Now if I run, you can see we get this NaN, which this means not a number. But if we use number inside of our string, let's say 5 right here, and run this, you can see that here we get the result right here. And of course, you can have anything that you want. It's going to work and give you the result. But if you don't put numbers here, for example, let's say we put 5, but not in number, we only give the name of 5 and run, you see that we get the error of not a number, which means our string not contains number and contains characters beside each other and words. And we have a function of isNaN in JavaScript that we can check our variable which is number or not. For example, let's say here instead of our name multiplied by 5, we use our isNaN function here and we pass our variable right here. For example, here name. Now if we run, it gives us the true, which means name is not number. But if we put some numbers here and run this again, this is going to give us false. Remember that this is going to give us the value of not a number, which if it's going to be number, this gives us false. And if this is not number, is going to give us value of true right here. Please give a like and subscribe to catch next videos.